Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Masser, along with Tim Stanovic. Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. Joining us right now is Jess Manton, Bloomberg News Deputy Team Leader for U.S. Equities. Stocks you're watching, a lot of it had to do with those earnings after the close
and
today,
especially
Jess.
On the back of NVIDIA's report after the bell yesterday. So I wanted to highlight Dell. The ticker symbol is DELL here. And so looking at that in after hours trading up about 4%. So this is a big move because it is a leading provider of computers and servers for AI. And it actually, that stock had soared nearly 60% through today's close since its lows in early April. So it had been on a tear after stumbling earlier this year too. So when you're looking at that stock, it's important because it still is off actually about 36 to 37% from its most recent high back actually a year ago. It was last May. So if you're looking at this, of course, actually a lot of it has to do is that analysts were anticipating that some of its guidance would potentially come in weak here, but some of those numbers, not surprisingly, came in better than expected. So its annual profit outlook topped estimates on that server demand. So that's why you're seeing some of that actually rising there too. And then especially on the back of what we're expecting with the AI story and then NVIDIA as well. Of course, every report when it comes to NVIDIA is a blockbuster report, but specifically to Dell, CoreWeave is actually a cloud computing company that we've covered very closely when it comes to the most recent IPOs here, as well as Elon Musk's xAI. Those are both customers of Dell's hardware for their AI infrastructure build out. So the potential here that this is better than expected actually really helps those customers. And especially when you're thinking about NVIDIA, the top 4 customers, whether it's Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, as well as Microsoft. So some of these customers tied to AI, and especially when it comes to those providers like Dell, it's still doing better than expected here in the back of that concern about AI spending slowing down.
Okay, that's Dell. What about Costco?
So COST, not surprisingly, the ticker symbol on this. So that one-day implied move was expected to be actually around 9%. If you're looking at this stock too, it's actually flat, only up about 0.3% if you're looking at this now. And then also, its stock is off more than 35% off of its all-time high last touch. Also, not too long ago as well. But also, if you're looking at this, it's important because the retailer generated earnings per share about $4.28. So it's above Wall Street analysts' expectations, but it also suggests that Costco is growing its business even more here. And then it has, if you're thinking about Costco relative to some of its competitors, because it does have, in some ways, it has been a little bit more immune to some economic volatilities because the customers pay a fee to shop at its network that had more than 800 stores. So the SKU is a little bit more affluent than some of its competitors here, but that actually fared better than expected. So especially in the wake of when you're thinking about Target, as well as Procter & Gamble, Kraft Heinz, some of those consumer packaged good companies, those have been the ones, and it's particularly Walmart, but the consumer packaged good companies, when you're thinking about, and Jen Partashis at Bloomberg Intelligence has talked a lot about this, especially over the last 6 months when you're thinking about those promotions. If you're at the grocery store trying to figure out, buy one, get one 50% off, because of those issues they've been dealing with volumes, especially in the aftermath of coming out of COVID and dealing with those inventories. That's something that you're starting to see still be more of an issue for consumer packaged good companies, and not as much so when you're thinking about some of those big box retailers.
Just looking at some of the write-through on Costco, about a third of their U.S. sales come from goods imported from other countries. And so the company has been diversifying its sourcing. Execs in recent months noting that they're working to minimize the impact of levies on consumers. You just talked about some of this.
I'm trying to think of what I get at Costco that comes from another country.
I don't know, Mr. Kirkland.
Do you have a Costco membership?
I do have a Costco membership, yeah. We actually live really close to a Costco.
Oh, do you really?
Yes, but here's the thing.
I don't have a Costco near me.
It is too crowded to actually step foot into on a weekend.
I believe that.
Do they have it online?
They do.
They do.
The problem is that it's very expensive.
Oh.
It still ends up being cheaper than, when you're buying in bulk, but it's like, the prices don't even compare to when you go and get it yourself.
So they charge you more for the online experience?
I don't think it's them specifically. I think it's Instacart or whoever it is.
I got it. You got to go through there.
There's an upcharge, yeah.
So they don't have an online.
They do, but they partner with Instacart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, we digress.
So we do Costco. I'd say we do it. We have a membership, but we do it every 6 months, and we do a huge order.
Yeah. I mean, I always think about Lisa Mateo on Surveillance every morning.
Yeah.
And if there's a Costco store, or she talks about heading into the weekend, like it's going to be a 2-cart weekend.
That's
and
right.
It's like really kind of
Getting
fun.
stuff for her kids too.
Maybe I should go to New Jersey to do Costco. I'm telling you, the Brooklyn Costco is like
Actually,
way too crowded.
That's what you should probably do. I mean, there's not one near me. Don't look for me to go shopping.
I was going to say, are you?
Hey, master, while
Are you
you're
trying
at
to help me out
Costco.
here? What about a Red Robin Gourmet Burger?
Yes,
Because shares are surging.
Now, this is a company, its market cap is less than $1 billion, but wanted to point
this
it
is
out.
a $55 million market cap company. It's way less than $1 billion.
Right.
It's less than $56 million.
Don't we call that a micro cap?
Right. So actually, it definitely is a microcap type of stock. I'm pointing it out because in after-hours trading, RRGB is the ticker symbol, up about 56% in after hours trading here. So there's a big move, of course, even though it has a smaller market cap. So those adjusted earnings swung to a profit, and its revenue did rise as well.
Is it up 55% here in the
Yes,
aftermarket?
that's why I wanted to bring that one up. Just
I just said it's a $3 stock.
Right.
So it doesn't
$3 stock.
This company's in the midst of a turnaround. I mean, the company's CEO, David Pace, he's only been there for a month at this point. He said, "We're pleased with our strong start to the year as we delivered increases in both sales and profits during the first quarter." He also said, though, "Nevertheless, we are far from claiming victory. There's still more work to be done as we continue the comeback journey of this beloved brand and capture the significant opportunity in front of us."
That's right. Its last all-time high was touched in August of 2015. It looks like here, looking at that max drawdown function in the terminal. So it's down about almost 100% since that last all-time high. So to Carol's point, this stock just trading above $3 a share.
I have had their towering onion rings going back a few years. Like when my daughter was younger, it was a good place to take like a kid, and probably towering onion rings with perhaps a little cocktail, some kind of fun drink off the menu, you know?
I've never been to one, but now I kind of want to go after Carol Master was just.
Are you sure you're talking about a Red Robin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know. You're like, is this the woman who had escargot last night?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I am a diversified kind of gal. I'm just going to say,
this.
you know, sometimes you got to have a towering onion or a
down for
bloomin'
that.
onion. Have you ever had a bloomin' onion?
I think in college we had a bloomin' onion.
It's kind of yummy. I've backed off of fried stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
What about French fries? Are you still doing French fries?
I am.
Okay.
I feel like I should
those
back
don't
off.
count.
We'll be in an airport, and like Tim is always hungry. She's like, I'll see you at the gate, because he's like running for food. And he's such a sweet guy. He's like, hey, you want some fries?
I always get her
He'll
fries.
always buy me fries because I love them.
The key to Carol Master.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.